What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. It is Raw Vegan Dude. So I've got a cool topic for you guys today, and that is the topic of superfoods. And what are they? Are they worth it? Do they do you any good, or do they do you any harm? So let us discuss this topic today. Well, let me discuss it. I just Googled the word superfood because I wanted to see what came up so I could be more specific for this video. What actually came up on the top of the list was all these superfood powders. So like plant-based protein powders and medicinal herb powders and all these green powders and so on. Let me first talk about green powders and what are they. So you get various types of these green powders. You get spirulina, you get chlorella, you get moringa powder, and you get a whole lot of other sea vegetables and just dehydrated greens and so on. The list is very very long and it's endless, to be honest. I used to use a lot of them at a certain stage, and yeah, I'm going to explain to you why I stopped using them when I found out about these specific things. Okay, so what actually makes people buy these green powders? And they are sold as being super high in nutrients and vitamins and minerals and all sorts of compounds and so on. Yes, that is very true. I agree with that. They are very high in those specific things. But are they optimal foods for our bodies? What do our bodies actually do when we consume those things? So what I've come to understand is that it doesn't matter how high something is in a certain vitamin or mineral or whatever. It is how well is our body adapted to actually absorb what is available. So let's do a quick comparison. So let's take a papaya, a whole fruit, compared to kale, which is something used in a lot of these green superfood powders. Kale roughly has, if I remember correctly, it's about 4 times more beta carotene than papaya. So beta carotene is converted into vitamin A by the body, and yeah, it has a lot more in it compared to papaya. But there was a study that was done comparing the levels of absorption of that beta carotene into the body, and papaya was actually around 4 times more absorbable. Nutrients were available to the body 4 times more as compared to the kale. This shows us that even though something has a high amount of vitamins and minerals and so on, that if it's not easily absorbed by the body, is it actually worth it? And I was just talking about kale in its whole natural form, not in powdered form. In powdered form, it is way more concentrated, and those green powders are also very high in protein. Excess protein in our diets is very much a stimulant. It doesn't matter if it's coming from animal products or plant-based products. It is a stimulant at the end of the day. High protein diets also make us age and die faster. Yeah, many studies have been done on looking at the relationship between high protein diets and longevity, and it's shown that people with lower protein diets actually live longer and don't develop illnesses such as cancer. If you have access to good quality or even decent quality fruit, I would say you should go for that, because the nutrients are way more available to your body as compared to superfoods. So who would benefit from consuming these green superfood powders? And yes, I would say it would be people living in hostile environments. so arid areas such as deserts and even the Arctic tundra. So in the deserts, I know a lot of people eat mostly starch, and which is grains and roots and shoots and so on. And in the Arctic tundra, in the Arctic Circle, they eat a lot of fat and protein. The diet is mostly just fat and protein during the winter months, and the winter is a very long winter as well. And yes, it consists of fish and seal and whale blubber and meat and so on. If those people could have green powders, and I know in Africa as well, people have been supplementing with moringa, and that has helped a lot of people. And yes, I'm sure in the correct dosage, it could improve people's health. It's not the game changer, it's not a magic bullet. Yes, so with the correct dosage, it would be beneficial to those people living in those types of environments, because it is adding something to the diet which they wouldn't be getting at all. So it will definitely be beneficial to them. If you are like me and you are fortunate enough to get a hold of good quality fruit and soft tender leafy greens, that should be your number one choice. And yes, all the other supplementation should come afterwards. And a lot of people actually have issues with deficiencies, and I would say it's not about eating more of something that you're deficient in. It's all about getting out of the body's way and letting the body correct itself. And the fastest way to do that is through water fasting. And yes, people might still be eating certain foods which are high in something that they're lacking, but their body actually cannot absorb it because it is going through some malfunction and it needs to correct itself. Yeah, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If there is anything that you'd like me to expand on, please go ahead and drop it in the comments. And yes, don't forget to hit a like on this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I will see you on the next video. Take care.